I'm going to be scarifying this lawn for you today, and this lawn is fairly mossy, it's a bit rubbishy. This is a lawn I scarify probably once a year for this customer. This is my Hayter scarifier. This scarifier has about 5 or 6 different height settings on it. I always tend to use it around about number 3, sort of halfway. I've read many things and I've spoke to many different gardeners over the years, and most of the people I speak to will tell me to try and tease the moss out rather than hit it really hard on a really low level. Hit it a few times on a medium level and it tends to tease the moss out rather than hitting it really hard and sort of really wrecking the lawn. And I'm pretty sure if I was to cut it on the very lowest level, the customers would come out and throw an absolute fit. So you've got to know what the customers like you're working for, and I know that in the past the customers have been very happy with the way I've done it, and they've also it's also always come out very nice. Give it a couple of weeks and it's always looking nice and green. This is a property I come in for 4 hours a week, so I'm fairly limited with the time I've got. So the customers have just asked me to try and improve the lawn a little bit. So by going over the lawn with the scarifier twice, I'm hoping to remove it from most of the moss, break it up a little bit, because over the winter time there's quite a few compacted down areas. So I'm hoping to remove the compacted areas, get rid of some of the moss for them, and hopefully they'll have a greener, fresher lawn in a couple of weeks' time. This Hayter scarifier I've owned now for probably 4 years. I've been ever so pleased with it. It's been a really good buy. I only ended up buying one because probably for 3 or 4 years before this I used to hire one out every year, and in the end I thought we might as well buy one. Too many customers were asking me to scarify for them, and they were ending up sort of hiring out the tools for the day, and I thought, well, this is daft, I may as well go and buy one. So you'll see me here, I'm not using the bag. It does come with a bag, but the bag is so small and it doesn't really bag very well. So I've decided, I don't think I've ever used the bag. I just let it fall on the floor and I'll clean it all up after. So this is the amount of rubbish it leaves me after going over it once. Now I'm going to turn the scarifier around and I'm going to go the opposite direction on it and go over it for a second time. This lawn is going to have a treatment on it in a couple of weeks' time. It's just going to be a weed and feed. I'm not sure the right way to go about it, whether or not it's better for me to weed and feed before I scarify or weed and feed after I scarify. I'm not sure if it's too important, but I think the important thing is that it is going to have a weed and feed just to give it the best chance to revive and to look as good as it can. Whatever I do to this lawn, no matter how many times I scarify or treat the lawn, Mother Nature always has a way of winning. The moss always comes back. The only thing we've never done to this lawn is actually check what's underneath it. I don't know what the drainage is like underneath. They've never had the lawn aerated, which is where you sort of plug the ground, those put holes all over the ground. That would be the next thing I'd like to maybe try, is to aerate the lawn. But Mother Nature just wins every time. By this time next year, this lawn will be covered in moss again. So this is what it looks like after 2 sweeps at it, and this is as good as I'm going to get it today, guys, because I'm running out of time rapidly. So it's now time to start tidying it all up. One of the biggest questions I get when I ever do a scarifying video is when I do the tidying up, why don't I use the mower? And I would absolutely love to use the mower, and I've tried to use it many times, but for some reason it clogs the mower instantly. As soon as you start using it, it just clogs it in the chute, doesn't even make it to the bag, it just clogs it in the chute straight away, and yeah, you just can't use it. So this is the way I've always done it: go around with the blower, blow it into heaps, and then rake it and get it in the bag. I only used my handheld blower on this time. I've given the backpack blower that I have back to the brother-in-law for the time being. But even this small handheld blower was doing the job perfectly. The only problem I had is it was a very windy day, and as you may be able to see, a lot of the small particles were being blown all over the place. And I mean, they were blowing all down the front of the garden, all over next door, and a lot of the times I just had to use the rake, just because as soon as I got the stuff airborne, it was just disappearing off here, there and everywhere, and I really didn't want to be getting a knock on the door from any of the neighbours to say, yeah, we've got 3 tons of your moss in our garden now. So I did just have to resort to the blower, the rake in places, just to try and keep everybody happy. It always amazes me how much moss actually comes off. I end up at the end of this day with about 6 big bags of moss to take away. And that's only going over this lawn twice. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could go over it another 3 or 4 times and probably get just as much off of it. So, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. I will probably try and give you an update video on this lawn in a few weeks' time. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget, like, share and subscribe. Take care, be good, and I will see you next time.